Hi, I'm Clay Souza. I'm a wedding and portrait photographer in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and you are at 808 with Clay, where we go live twice a week, every Monday and Wednesday at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time to talk about photography. Most of the time we're talking about the three pillars of an amazing and desirable photography, which are lighting, composition, and posing. Tonight we have a treat. We're going to go into I'm literally in my living room here, and we're going to do lighting patterns. We're going to work on 3 different lighting patterns. I'm going to show you how to do those 3 different lighting patterns. I'm live with my crowd on Instagram, and if you want to join our Instagram channel, it's claysouzaofficial. And if you're watching this on YouTube, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button and that bell button that you get notified when I upload content to this channel, which is pretty much every day. All right. So, with no more further ado, let's do this. Claire, can you sit down that chair there for us? I'm going to go through the light setup. We're going to do 3 lights here. We're going to do flat light first. Then we're going to do Rembrandt lighting. And then we're going to do one that I have never done before. It's going to be my first time. It's going to be the butterfly. Okay? Those lighting patterns that we're doing right now here in studio, indoor, I want to say that not a studio, but indoor and controlled environment, all of those lighting patterns can be done outdoors also, right? The difference is that here, I'm moving the light. Outdoors, I cannot move the sun, but I can move the model and I can change my angles to get the light hitting her face the way I want. Tonight we're going to do like more headshot style. It's really close-up shots, okay? And we're going to show you 3 different lighting patterns. We're going to show flat lighting, we're going to show Rembrandt lighting, and also going to show the butterfly, also known as the paramount lighting. And I'll go through what they are good for, each one of them, all right? And we're going to start with an easy one, which is the flat lighting. Flat lighting is pretty much when you put the light exactly in front of your subject and it lights the entire face. What are the advantages of that pattern? One of them, they're really fast. I always say, if you are in a pinch and if you're short on time, if you need to get stuff done, just flat light your subject, because you put the light in front of them, it's always going to be good light. It's a really good light for people who have bumpy skins like mine, for instance, because when you light everything, you're not creating shadows, so you're not going to see a whole lot of depth, but it's going to look, it's flatters a little bit more the skin. It's favorable for people who have a little bit of a harsh skin. All right, and let me see what else. What did I forget? And yeah, and that's pretty much it. But there's one disadvantage of these patterns, that there's no shadows, which means that, like you guys probably, if you follow me here for a while, I keep saying this: shadows create dimensions, and as a flat lighting, there's no dimension to the face because everything is flat. Pretty much like, almost like it's hitting me right now from this headlight here from the kitchen. It's like there's no shadows here on my face, so there's no dimension to the face. And this is exactly what we're going to replicate with Claire. So, and I'm going to go through the steps. If you have questions, just write the question there. I'm glad to answer them. All right? You guys excited? Let's get started. If you are excited, hit that heart button there. Let me see how excited you are. So in the meantime, I'm going to turn this light off. All right? You guys not excited at all? What's happening? You guys sleepy? I don't see. Oh, here they come. They come. Come on. Keep bringing it up. I think there you go. I think there is a little bit of delay, so we get stuff late. So this is how I shoot when I'm shooting indoors. I always do this. That's cool. Thank you, guys. So this helps us interaction, because also if you have a friend who is a photographer you think they should know about this light, just hit that air paper plane in there and share this live with a friend. You may learn something here. Okay, so this is how I start, right? First thing that I do, I cue the ambient light. That's the first thing that I do. Why do I do that? Because I don't want this light over here, this headlight that I have over here, I don't want that light contaminating my scene. All right? Here I'm keeping my under cabinet lights on so you can see me. Otherwise you can't see anything. If I turn everything off, it gets pitch dark. You guys are not going to see it. You guys are not going to see anything, right? So that doesn't make sense. So we need some type of lighting here so you can see it. But my preference is always shoot like on the dark. So I have full control over the light. And this is about, once you get that point, then you have full control. You do whatever you want to do. As a lighting expert, what you want to do, you want to bend the light the way you want, not the light dictating what you need to do. You want the light exactly the way you want, right? And then what I do, I grab my camera. I'm shooting with my Canon R6. Every time I'm going to say this name, I never know if it's R5 or R6. It's Canon R6. I have my Canon 2470 here, and I'm using the flashpoint trigger, right? And what I do, I take a shot of this with the flash off and I adjust my camera until I have a total black screen. When this screen here on the back of the camera is totally black, it means that none of those lights are contaminating my scene. Then I'm ready to start. And this is what I'm going to do right now. So well, it helps if I turn the camera on, I guess. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hit that heart button there so I can. Let me twist this a little bit this way here and bring you guys closer. You're going to see a lot of Claire and not a whole lot of me. Okay. Looks like you guys can hear me okay, right? So let me try this here. Let me see what I get here. 1, 2, and 3. I'm almost pitch black. I'm still getting a little bit of Claire in there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cue my ambient light even more. So I'm just dialing down the ISO and taking a shot. All right, now it's totally dark, right? This is my starting point. It's totally dark right now. I don't see anything. There's nothing happening there. There's no light contaminating the scene. And my settings are 1/200 of a second. I'm at f5 and ISO 640. Is that right? Yeah. I could even cue the ISO even more, but that's fine. I'm good. So now we're going to start with the flat lighting. Flat lighting is that light that is totally in front of the subject, right? So I'm going to grab my light. I'm using the mag box. I'm using the mag box here. And as a disclaimer that I do every time, I have no affiliation with MagMod. I'm not an ambassador. They don't sponsor me. I get no money from them. Actually, they get a lot of money from me, and I get no money from them. I just mentioned the names because this is the gear that I use every time. But none of this I don't get. I'm not sponsored by any of those companies to talk about their names. Okay. So I'm shooting with the MagMod with the mag box with a 1AD200 in here. That's the 1AD200. I use the flash point, which is the same thing as the Gold Docs. The flash point and Gold Docs, they're the same thing. The triggers fire each other. It's just like when they came to the United States, Adorama branded flash point instead of Gold Docs. But they're exactly the same light. All right? This is the AD200, and I'm going to turn it on. So it's at 128, and I think for the settings that I have, I should be all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this light a little bit more straight. Let me see if you can see it. Let me move this way a little bit more so you guys can see better. There you go. All right, cool. And I'm going to put it a little bit higher. I always like to have the light a little bit higher than the subject. It's always like I always see light as mimicking the sun, This is how my approach to lighting, and the sun is always higher. So I always like having the higher, a little bit higher than the eyes of the model. Okay, so I don't want to go too high because that's going to throw off a little bit. And I'm going to try that one and see. Again, I'm going to turn my light on. I'm on B here, 1, 2, 3. Let's try so the light works. And like I said, it's going to be a really tight headshot style that I want to do. So I'm going to go really close to Claire, and I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot like I'm going to embrace this guy here, and I'm going to do a tight shot. Put your chin down a little bit, Claire. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. There you go. Let me just bump that light a little bit more. You're a little bit too orange for my taste. Let's go here. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. And there you go. There you have the flat lighting. All right. So as you can see, the light's totally flat on her. It might be a little bit too much light. I don't know. I look at this and I think it's fine. No, it's all right, because if I go one stop lower, she gets a little bit too orange. So this is it. One of the things that you want to be attentive when you shoot with flash, you always want to get some catch light on the eyes, right? So I'm going to blow out here. It's a texture picture, just her eyes, so you guys can see the catch lights right there. Catch light gives life to the picture, to the eyes, right? So a little bit of catch light there is always important to have. That's why sometimes you don't raise this light too high. If you raise it too high, you tend to lose a little bit of the catch light. You always need to be watching for those catch lights. Okay, so my settings for this image is 1:200, f5, ISO 640, and my power on the flash is 164. And I'm going to do something else. I'm going to add another light. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a hair light to Claire. She has beautiful red hair. Let me see how much of it's showing, but I want a little bit of highlight on the side of her hair. I'm going to grab another light that I have. I always set up more than one light in case I decide to do something on the spot. And this light here was already set up, so I have one speed light, one mag sphere with a grid on it. Because if we're going to do a headlight, a hair light, I don't want the light spilling. I'm going to take the grid off and see how that's going to work. The sphere in there, it makes the edge of the light a little bit softer. That's why I always like having it there. And also, you tend to lose a little bit of light in there. You usually use like a one stop of light when you have something in front of your light like this. So for this one, let me shift let me shift this way. That's where I'm going to set up this light. So it's going to go behind her like this. All right, and I'm going to go up. Here, well, I need to turn it on first. This guy is on C. So it's pretty much, I think this will do it because it's pointing right. So Claire, look that way for me a little bit. So what I do to test it, I just do a test shot and see where the light's hitting her hair. Let me see. Yeah, it's hitting it right. I think it's going to be right where I want it. Okay. So let me see power-wise. We have B and C. So this light here is B. That light, oh, I'm sorry. My main light, my key light here is B, on channel B, and that, the hair light's on channel C. All right. So my C now is off. Let me put it back on again. Manual. My key light is 6.4. And my hair light's on 16. Let's see how it looks like. So let's go in there. Claire, look at me. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. It's a little bit too bright. right? So look at that. Okay, see the hair light. What's happening here? Let me take a picture with no hair light. Let me turn the hair light off. I can show you the difference between what's happening here. So hair light is off. Not going to fire. And we're going to go now, Claire. Just my main light now is firing. So, as you can see here, this is with the light off. This is the light on. So what's happening here, you see on the side of the backdrop here, the hair light is spilling into the background, right? So we don't want that. For that reason, we're going to put a grid on it. What a grid does, you know, the light travels this way, right? It doesn't travel like this. The light always travels this way or this way, right? Depending on which orientation you have. When you put a grid on, the light's going to be more focused, a little bit more direct. It's not going to go as wide. And this is exactly what we want, because right now it's spilling back on the background. So let me switch the view over there. I need somebody to film this for me. That's what I need. We need a filming crew here. Yeah, they'll be following us like. That's right. Yeah, they're gonna go fancy. Ooh.
Are you a videographer?
There you go. It's going to be an expensive production. So let's put that back up there again.
Good stuff usually isn't cheap. So.
Right. Yeah. And I'm going to turn the light on and see now if we get anything different. I'm going to keep the same power, 1/16 of a second. And let's do it. Let's go. Put the chin down a little bit for me. 1, 2, and 3. That's much more controlled. So this is what we got. Let me frame this a little bit differently, because I got a little bit of the side of the background. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. So here it is. Right, the light is still spinning a little bit on that background. What I'm going to do is, but this is much more controlled than the other picture, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to move it a little bit closer to her, so we avoid that spill. It's probably getting a little bit of spill from here. So I'm going to move it a little bit closer to her. Now what happens, as I move closer to her, I need to bring the light down a little bit to keep that on her hair. I'm going to test it again. A little bit more. Just to test it again. Okay, cool. And because I moved the light closer to her, probably I'll have to decrease the power a little bit. So I'm going to, this is just common sense, right? The light was further. Now we move it closer. We need to decrease the power. So it's 1/16. I'm going to bring it down to 132. And let's see what happens. Let's go in there. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. One more time. Let me just change this composition a little bit. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Now we have some hair light on her. Oops. Forgot to turn the camera this way. We got some hair light on her. The background's still a little bit light, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. But you can see the hair light hitting her over here. All right, let me try to bring the light a little bit lower. I'm going down now to 164. I'm not touching my main light. My main light's the same thing. I'm just touching my hair light. See if we can shape that a little bit better. Okay, let's go into it. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, that's better. Let's do it again. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your nose that way a little bit more for me. Keep your eyes in here. Keep your chin down. Your chin down. Get sassy on me. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Love it. Very good. There you go. That's a beautiful portrait of Claire. Right? What do you guys think? If you guys like it, hit that heart button there. If you don't like it, don't hit it. But if you like it, just hit it. Yeah. We have some hair light. We have some good light in front of her. the camera, actually, the phone is making a little bit lighter than what it really is here. And she is, I do have a catch light on her. I can show you here. Very good, very good. Thank you, guys. Catch light is over there. And this is flat lighting. You can see that she moved a little bit to the side, got a little bit of shadow on her nose, but usually flat light is really flat, right? The subject is looking towards the camera. Let's go now to our second lighting pattern, which is Rembrandt. For those of you who don't know what Rembrandt Light is characterized by a triangle of light under the eye on the shadow side. Meaning, we're going to move this light to the side, okay? And so one side of the face is going to have more light than the other. And the side that's in shadows is going to have a little triangle under the eyes. Okay, that's the characteristic of a Rembrandt light. Rembrandt light is really cool. It's actually one of my favorite type of lighting because it adds a little bit of drama, and you can dial how much drama you want. You can add a little bit of texture to the skin, and how much you move how much you angle the light depends. Actually, I'm going to say this. Depends on the size of the nose. Somebody with a big nose like mine, you don't have to move the light too much. You shouldn't move the light too much. Let me say this again. Somebody with a big nose like me, watch the size of my nose. That's a pretty big nose. You don't have to angle the light that much. Somebody with a smaller nose like Claire, I'll have to angle the light a little bit more to create that triangle over here under her eye. Okay, it's a very cool lighting pattern, and it's inspired by the painter Rembrandt, because most of his paintings had this lighting pattern that that you can, with the triangle under the eye. That's why it gets that name from. And you can do this with a created light. Like I like to call this what you're doing here, created light. It's a light that I'm creating. But you can also do like with a natural light. For instance, right here, right now, we have, let me show you here. We have that door in there. That door during the day, in sunny days, it brings a lot of light in here because the sun hits the pavement that I have outside here and brings the light in. The light is very diffused. All I need to do is to face my model on that direction, yeah, and shape her face, right? Move the one, because I can't go outside and move the sun. Sun move this way, that way, like I'm doing with this light here. So in that case, I would have to move the subject a little bit and move the face the direction that I wanted to make it happen. But it can be done with natural light too. So the way to do the Rembrandt light, we're going to move this light a little bit higher, tiny little bit higher, and we're going to start moving the light a little bit to the side here. I'm going to start here because I think that's a good position. I'm about like what, 45 degrees? Fair enough. A little bit less than 45, right? And I'm going to move this hair light to the other side because we're lighting her this way. Let's see what it's going to do. I'm moving this hair light a little bit this way here. All right, test it, see where it's hitting. No, look that way. Yeah, good. Good, 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 good. And also, actually, I'm bringing this light down here. You guys seeing what I'm doing? Yeah. Let's move this a little bit. You guys have no questions? Is that good or bad? I'm going to angle this light a little bit down this way. Because I'm putting the light higher. For the Rembrandt light, we need to go a little bit higher to create that pattern. And let's try this and see. Let's go right in. Claire, keep looking at me here. 1, 2, and 3. Keep your nose towards me. There you go. Chin down a little bit more. 1, 2, and 3. We're almost there. We're almost there. I'm just going to angle the light a little bit more to see if I can get a little bit more shadows on the side. But we're almost there. Let's try it again. Let's go 1, 2, and 3. Can you squint a little bit for me? There you go. Do me a favor. Can you move the hair on this side a little bit back? Let me see something here. Good, good, good. Yeah, can you look at me? 1, 2, and 3. Let me turn the, I think what's happening, the hair light's probably hitting a little bit of this side and killing the triangle. So I'm going to get the hair light off to see if that's the problem. Okay, turn the hair light off. And let's see if that's the problem. Might be it. I don't know. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that's what it was. So this is how we figure out how one light affects the other, right? Every time you're doing multiple lighting setup, you should start with one light and then you add. But listen, I changed a lot at one time. So we moved the light a little bit higher, we moved the key light to the right, and we moved the hair light to the other side. So I changed a lot of stuff at the same time, and one thing started affecting the other. I'm going to show you the difference. So this is with the hair light on. You can see over here I don't have a perfect triangle formed on this side, right? And then I turn the hair light off. Now you can see a perfect triangle over here on this side of the face, because that light is spilling into the triangle and killing it. Actually, what we're going to do, we're going to move this hair light a little bit to the behind her, so we don't get that happening. In worst case scenario, you move it to the other side. And I'm also feathering the light that way a little bit more, so it doesn't hit. I'm trying to avoid hitting the side of her face here. Okay? Let's see if that works. I'm going to bring the light back on. Oops, see? Is in manual. I'm going to turn the power down a little bit for my hair light. I'm down now at 128. Let's go. Let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. Boom. Right on. That solved the problem. Right? Now we have the triangle over there. We have a little bit of a hair light, and we also have the triangle over here. Her face. Okay? So one thing that we're going to do, I'm going to ask Claire to just move your nose this way a little bit more. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. A little bit too much. Go back a little bit more. Yeah, put the chin down a little bit. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. So look at that. Now I moved her nose. I asked her to move the nose to the other side of the main light. Look at that triangle. Now it's even more perfect. A little bit harder. Oops. Where'd it go? Look at that triangle over there on this side of the face. You see how smaller it got, and it's much more defined, just because I moved her hair, her nose a little bit to the contrary of the direction of the main light. And this is how you do if you're outdoors, if you're shooting outdoors, if you're shooting with a window light. You just move the model nose a little bit to one side or the other, and start looking at those patterns that's following the face. All right? Pretty cool. Let's do our last pattern now, which is the paramount or butterfly. Huh? Throw the hat on. Yeah. She has a hat. She looks really cute in the hat. Last time we forgot the hat. Now I said, I want to do the hat. Nice. I told you I was not going to remember it, but I'm glad you did. So you guys have no questions? No questions at all? Everything is fine? Is this making sense at all or not making sense at all? Let me know. So the butterfly light is characterized by a little bit of a shadow under the nose, which has a butterfly shape. It gets its name, it's actually called butterfly and also nicknamed paramount. And it's nicknamed paramount because this light was very popular on the 20s by the movie studio called Paramount. And actually, story tells that a lot of the actresses from that studio, they required that every picture taken from them were done with the Paramount light or the butterfly lighting. So the characteristic of that light is the light goes higher. It's front lit just like the flat light, but it's a little bit higher. So you get the shadow under the features of the face. You're going to have a little bit of shadows under here and a little bit of shadows under the chin also, right? And it's a very nice light because it is it fills the face a little bit, just like the flat light, but creates some shadows. So it's very flattering to the face, and it still creates a little bit of shadows, a little bit of drama that the flat light doesn't create. All right? Are you back? There you go. All right? So let's do the Paramount light or butterfly, and bear with me because I've never done this pattern before. It's going to be my first time. Bear with me. Let's do it together. Hopefully it's going to work. If it doesn't work, don't laugh at me. So
you won't be able to hear him anyway.
That's right. Yeah, you can laugh at me. I'm not going to hear. So the way it works, I mean, let's think about this a little bit. How am I going to create some shadows under her nose? Just the fact tells me that the light needs to be higher, right, and pointing down, right? So I'm going to bring it to the front of her because we want the shadow to be right under the nose, not to the side. It needs to be right under the nose, okay? And it needs to be higher, otherwise it doesn't get under, right? And I'm going to get like a little bit closer to her too. I think around here, and I'm going to lift it even higher. Guys, like I said before, I never shot this lighting pattern before. Actually, before I read it, I'm going to turn this down a little bit more this way. Yeah, okay, you see what I'm doing? And I'm going to go all the way high there. And let's see what happens. This is the beauty of digital photography. I keep saying, let's see what happens, let's see what happens. It doesn't cost any money to try. But we have to stop saying, oh, I didn't do this because I didn't know how to do it. Well, you know what? Just go out there and try. It doesn't cost you anything. You learn a lot when you make mistakes. So I moved my main light closer to her. I'm going to decrease the power a little bit on that light. And let's see. I'm going to go really tight to Claire here. A little bit here. 1, 2, and 3, Claire. And we got it. Wow. First shot. Like my friend Jeff says, one and done. It's another characteristic, especially you're going to see if you look at Claire, how do you call those bones here?
Cheekbone.
The cheekbones here, she doesn't have a very accentuated cheekbones, right? They're there, you know they're there, but they're not. This light actually emphasizes the cheekbones a little bit. And I'm going to show you how.
Depends on the angle.
What?
It will come out in the right light.
They come out, yeah, the right light, there they are.
There they are. Just
Right, they're there, they're there. Look. So look at the cheekbones here, all right? And look at, oh, I'm sorry, I hit the phone. Look at that shadow under her chin, right? That's what's called the butterfly lighting, okay? It's right, I'm sorry, I said chin, under her nose. Look at that, shadow under her nose. That's the Paramount light. Now, for my taste, the light is going way too much, the shadow is coming way too much down. It's hitting her lip. So I'm going to try to make the shadow a little bit shorter. Let's think about this. The light's up here. How am I going to make it shorter? The way to make it shorter is to bring the light down a little bit, right? So I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to bring this light down a little bit. Actually, quite a lot. And let's see what happens now. Hopefully you're going to get a bit. Oh, I keep banging stuff today. My goodness. Let's do this. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, that is much, much, much better. Oh, where's the picture? Exactly. That is much, much, much better. Look at this one now. You see? That's what it is. Claire, let's do one where you're serious now. You're a bit serious. Let's go there. 1, put the chin down a little bit. 1, 2, and 3. Yes. Beautiful lighting, beautiful lighting. Look at this one here. See, now we shorten the shadow. Remember the first picture that I showed you, the shadow was really touching her lip. Now look at that. And I'm going to keep bringing down and see how far I can come down and get away with it. This is how we learn. We have to experiment this. Brought the light down a little bit more. Let's try it. Let's go, Claire.
Stay serious.
Serious first, yeah. 1, 2, and 3. Just a hint of a smile, not like a big. Yeah, there you go. That's very cool. It's still there. Look, it's still there. And I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that light. All right? So let's play a little bit with this. Claire, turn sideways to me that way a little bit more. That chair will rotate if you want to. Oh, no, the chair will rotate with you. Just like it. Yeah, the bench will. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, just keep your eye here on me. That, very good. So now you're going to lose a little bit of the pattern, right? Because we moved her. Well, it's still there. Look, it's still there. Right?
I would have been doing this the whole time.
Forgot to tell you, I'm sorry.
No, it's probably.
There you go. Yeah, put the chin down a little bit more for me. Yeah, there you go. Give me a smile. Ha ha ha. There you go. Beautiful. Let's do that. Bring the hand up to the frame. I'm really tight on your face. There you go. Very good. Very good. Oh, beautiful. Hold. Very cool. Very cool. And there it is. You're still doing the same butterfly pattern. Let me just frame this differently a little bit because I got this side of the frame. There's a really cute picture of you. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, play with that head a little bit. Grab it, kind of. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Don't move. Try to stay here because, or move the bench a little bit that way.
Like forward?
Yeah, forward a little bit more. So I don't get the edge of the background. A little bit more. A little bit more.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because as you lean back, you're going right on the edge of the background. Very good. Let's try this now. Yep, yeah. And I'm doing really, really tight shots of you. Very good, very cool. Love it. Very cool. Love it. Very good. Very good. Adorable. Yep. So this is the sequence we did here. Yep. Very good. Very cool. So, 3 lighting patterns, very easy to do. I think a big take out of this live is that when to use each of them, right? Let's say if you are, there are other lighting patterns that we can do later. We can do like split lighting. We can do all kinds of different stuff. But one of the things that to think of when you have your client, let's say you're doing headshots, for instance, right? First thing you look at is the skin. Is this a soft, nice skin? Then we can move the light to the sides and up and down. You're going to be fine. You're always going to be flatter. But this is like a guy like me, for instance, like there's a lot of bumps on the skin. You kind of want to flat light a little bit more. And you don't have to flat light it. You can do a little bit of Rembrandt light, right? Just don't move that to the side too much. Because the more shadows you have on the skin, the more it will show the imperfections. Okay? So, I think that's all I have for tonight. If you guys don't have any questions, did you guys like the live? Is this something that is helping you guys with your business and your photography? The whole idea of this channel is to improve and make your photography better. If it's helping, hit that heart button there. Let me see to know if I keep doing it or if I should stop doing this. I want you guys to learn, because I understand that this is, when I was starting, I wish that people would help me out. But no matter, I'm here to help you guys out. If you guys have any questions, and by the way, on my profile, there's a link on my profile, is a link to a questionnaire. And I would truly appreciate you guys. You know, we're here every week. We put in a lot of content, like every single day. There's some type of post. I'm always posting something there for this group, and I need your help. Please, when you finish this live here, hit that little link on my profile, on my bio. It takes you to a questionnaire. It's a short questionnaire. It's going to take you less than 2 minutes to fill. A bunch of multiple choice questions. Just hit, boom, and the last one is going to ask you if you have anything else you want to say. If you need something else, type that. And the goal of the questionnaire is to get to know a little bit more what your needs are, so I can shape this channel to be about you. This channel is about you. It's not about me. It's about you, about helping you to get better at your photography. But if you don't know what your struggles are, if I don't know what your challenges are, I don't know how to help you. So if you would be kind enough, please, it truly helps us to shape this channel a little bit. Just after this live, go to my profile, hit that link there, and it will take you less than 2 minutes to do that. All right? I truly appreciate you guys being here one more time. Let's say thank you, Claire. Claps to Claire. And I appreciate you guys. And thank you so very much for the support. And I will see you on Monday. In the meantime, don't forget that questionnaire, please. Bye.